What is your explanation as to why most of the competitive community keeps CVs out of KotS if it only adds depth to the gameplay? Because they don't like them. Ta-da! It's not that deep. Basically, if you learn how to play a game like in X kind of way, and now you've got a new piece that adds to the game, like an expansion pack or whatever. Diablo 2. People fucking love Diablo 2. Diablo 2, oh, the pinnacle game. Mwah, chef's kiss. Diablo 3, meh. It carries a lot of the same elements, but it's a different game. Fundamentally, it's different. The mechanics, the interactions, there's a difference to them. You're running around, you're beating up monsters, you're getting loot for it. But it's a different game. So if competitive players, we love the surface detection game. We've trained on this shit. This is chef's kiss. This is perfect. And then you make it not. There you go. There's a lot of the community listens to CV Bad Reddit. A lot of the community is the CV Bad Reddit. These are the top players in the game. They aren't listening to Reddit folks. No, it's the people that are the top people in the game are telling Reddit what to say. KotS gameplay is usually a lot of hide behind islands, wait for somebody to get bored, come out, nuke them, rinse, repeat. I mean, that's just attrition. You asked for his explanation if CVs bring nothing negative to the game. I think I actually asked you in our discussion, which was, should there be negative aspects to a situation? So for instance, if I pull up, I'm not going to look for it right now, but if I pull up like a rogue stun locking somebody, they could stun lock a single person in a 1v1 for like over 45 seconds and take them from 100 to 0 and get a kill. And the person had no option. They just die. But the rogue is an assassin. So the other person had a negative experience, but the rogue got to fulfill their role. They got to fulfill their core fantasy, which is an assassin. They assassinated somebody. That dude had a second person there that could scare off the rogue or sheep the rogue or attack the rogue or do something. The rogue doesn't get to assassinate. Possibly it does, but not in the same way. It's... to go, do they bring nothing negative to the game? Battleships bring negative shit to the game. Destroyers bring negative shit to the game. Cruisers bring negative shit to the game. You don't believe me? Talk about stuff that you hate. What battleship is bullshit? Fuck the Thunderer, this goddamn unbalanced piece of trash. Ah! Well, what about cruisers? Fuck the Smolensk, this goddamn unbalanced piece of trash. Ah! Talk about DDs. Fuck the Smolensk, this goddamn unbalanced piece of trash. Ah! They exist in all places, man. It's not to say that the stuff that already exists is somehow a pinnacle of perfection, because it's not. It's a game. It's got a whole bunch of awkward shit. Slam it all together and see what you get. Most competitive players were used to no CV for 1.5 years. It's like most grandparents don't get computers, whatever. Competitive KotS was always with RTS CV. They were using CVs competitively. As soon as the rework came out, they were banned. That's not correct. The rework was in KotS for 1 season. I remember because I watched it. But that was back in like patch 8.2 or something. And there were all kinds of balancing bullshit that the CVs were still undergoing. They were getting tweaked, tuned, up, down, left, and sideways. And people complained to KotS, like, how the fuck are we supposed to train for something that they're rechanging every patch for God knows how long? And the KotS community said, or the KotS leaders said, they're in the game, we want them to be in the game, but we think this is a good, valid criticism of the situation. So as a out of respect to that, we're going to ban CVs and we'll think about reintroducing them at a later time. Well, later came and all the competitive players said, fuck CVs! So they stayed out. And odds are they will probably never go into KotS again. So, yeah.